Alrighty, yo, what is up, Knights? INJECTING here back with some more DFO Rush. In this video, guys, we're going to be playing the Crusader. And I gotta say, guys, he looks pretty awesome. I mean, I really like the costumes that they released when they had the cash shop update and they added some new avatars. The only thing I was torn about is whether I wanted this gray costume or this blue costume. And I gotta say, the only reason I didn't go with the blue is because I had another character that was basically all blue, so I didn't want to have two blue guys, so instead I went with the gray. I really wanted something that just looked knightly, right? So it's good enough for me, right? It looks awesome. Now this character also, like my Chaos, has a full Halidom level 80, except this time he has a Halidom full accessories as well. His weapon is a Grandest weapon, which I once upon a time used in PvP. I don't think I've jumped in PvP since then. I still have my hit rate avatar, or sorry, title that did nothing. And I still missed every fucking hit ever. T to Massacre for a little bit of extra damage, which is a good sub-equipment for physical, or at least magic attack and shit. And then a really good Omni Stone here, which is like something I found that was already dual stat, and I got plus 10, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna use that. But anyway, guys, let's go jump into my Battle Crusader. This guy just started out like my, who else is starting out? My Chaos, or no, my Brawler. I don't think I've shown off my Battle Crusader since the beginning of my DFO, when I was making DFO videos. One of my first characters that I did videos on was my Crusader and my Monk. This is like before my Knight. I think I did a little bit of other stuff, but mostly the two characters I was playing was Crusader and Monk. And since then, I haven't even made a Crusader video, guys, so my Crusader is definitely somebody who I have neglected in showing off, and not somebody I've neglected in actually playing though. I have played him, at least he was one of the first, he was the first character I got a full Halidom set on, because I wanted to test out, who actually would benefit the most out of it, and I didn't realize how good it was, and especially for Battle Crusader. I mean, I think you can get an OV set that's better, but I mean, this is a guy that all I do is TOD on him, and I guess occasionally PvP on, and the Halidom set is just so good on him, and he's one of those classes that has a good range. I mean, he does do a lot of basic attack when he has the Jupiter hammer down, and he does have a lot of casting skills. So if you have a class that relies a lot on either of those things, the Halidom set is really good. And in fact, the Halidom set is good on anybody, because I mean, honestly, if you don't have an OV set, like, or a legendary set or something, like basically, if you don't have a set, the Halidom set is going to be good for you, right? So that's like no contest, right? Because there are no other sets in DFO. There like no other set effects aside from the big end game kind of stuff. So it was easy enough to farm, and I got a humongous boost for it. In fact, so big that that this class is nigh unkillable. I'm not even kidding about this. He's one of the only guys in TOD I can probably tank through anything. He has slow heal, like a massively slow heal in TOD, a bunch of buffs to keep him alive anyway. I can use the bubble and just out heal everything. This guy's awesome. He can do everything as far as surviving goes. In terms of his damage, he's a little bit limited, especially when we talk about TOD, and I'm going to sell real quick, so give me a second. But yeah, guys, things like TOD, he has a little bit of trouble. The problem with him is that, and this doesn't show itself anywhere else but TOD, is that he primarily only deals light damage, right? All of his skills do light damage, so if the enemy is heavily resistant to light damage, or if they're like immune to it, you can imagine that room in particular, or whatever, that mob, becomes a very big hassle. Not to mention my weapon is also light damage, so stacking light damage and doing light damage skills like this class doesn't help you. You have to kind of work around that by getting at least one physical skill and trying to counteract that element. But if you can counteract that, look at the infinite combo. You some bitch. Okay, that guy fucked me up. Maybe I need more buffs, guys. Oh man, okay, I explained this. I explained this in my FAQ video, or not video, FAQ on my webpage, where I explained my biggest problem with this class, right, is that he has some serious trouble dealing with single, like, few guys that are left alive, right? He has some great burst skills, don't get me wrong. Even that skill right there where you drop the hammer down to pick it up is a burst skill. But when it comes to, like, there's only one guy left, you have trouble. He really just specializes in nukes and stuff like that, so really does kind of turn me off about the class. It's just like, yeah, he's a big one-hitter quitter kind of guy, I feel like. And don't get me wrong, he's pretty strong. Aside, like, at those one-shot attacks, he's so weak without it. And this hammer, you know, he desperately, if you want to do anything in the close range, you need the hammer, period. Like, there's nothing else you can do. But, anyway, as I was mentioning earlier, the Halidom set, right? The Halidom set is, when you're deciding who's going to get your Halidom sets, generally I say, oh, get it on somebody who you're not going to take seriously. Well, and I guess that's kind of true about my Crusader. I'm not going to gear him up any more than this, but also make sure you put it on a character that will benefit the most from it. And this guy is one of those guys. Cast, attack speed, definitely, both of those. But then like the defenses and all that, the raw stat benefits, like everything. Everything is so good on Crusader, period. If you can tell me a better class who can utilize this, I bet you there are a few of them, but he's up there. Let me just say that. He's up there. Who can utilize that the best. But anyway, guys, you know, in comparison to my brawler is so much more geared than this character, but it doesn't really, like, it's hard to tell in these scenario dungeons since these guys are so weak, and it's not really about damage, it's more about AoE and stuff, and my brawler doesn't have that, but this guy definitely does, so it may come across like, oh shit, this guy's like stronger than your brawler, Rick, or something like something crazy like that, but let's just say he really truly does have better AoEs. That's going to be the case with a lot of characters on my account, and hopefully I can show that off. That when you're choosing a character to play, you know, how's the playstyle on them, and this is the way I feel like, you know, it is on this character, where if I didn't hit with that skill, I would have a lot harder time killing these guys. I mean, and you know, using more buffs here, using that right there is actually, that right there is not technically an offensive skill. It's designed to be used to reset your cooldowns, but you can use it as an offensive skill because it does this like bubble attack and it blows up and does massive damage. So it's kind of like a dual usage right there, but generally you don't think of it as an offensive skill. You think of it as I'm just resetting my cooldowns a little bit. Anyway, so yet another AoE that is great for grouping or killing tons of enemies at once. Not something you'd want to try to do on only one guy, but guys, we are fighting against Becky again here. Sure, turn my buffs on. I don't know if you guys noticed it. Were you guys listening to the music right there in the background? The music is pretty... I actually really like the music in this region, and it's something, you know, I always pay attention to that kind of stuff. I love BGM, and I like all the songs here. I only feel like it takes a while for them to ramp up, especially if you start from the start. I never noticed this. When you do like scenario and you go into the next scenario, like back to back, and they don't have you going back to town, it keeps playing the same music, right? It feels like, it makes it feel like, yeah, you are continuing up the tower, you're continuing up the next dungeon. And I think that's a really nice touch, right? If they had you start the music over, it feels like you're doing the whole thing from the start again, right? So all these little touches about scenario, I've mentioned it before, especially like if you have a character that's in Ghent right now, I want you to pay attention to like things in the foreground and things in the background, because scenario dungeon makes it look like you're actually going through these dungeons and not like some stagnant, oh, we're doing the same dungeon every time. It's like, no, if you look in the background, you can see like, you know, the leaves and the bamboo trees and stuff like there, and if you actually go towards the background, that's what the background you'll be in. So like stuff like this, like pulsating eye back here, where are we? I don't know. It looks cool though. A lot of stuff, a lot of design going into these stages that, you know, are not just backdrops, right? Just like lazy, here's some mountains, here's some trees, here's some tetherballing Becky here. This is such a unique design of an enemy. That is literally her playing tetherball. And the slingshot rockets. This is ridiculous. Oh my god, she has a bee on me. Starting to inject the virus. No, let him do it. I have a virus, he said. Gosh, that'd be scary. Like an enemy like that, right? It's just like, no, I'm not here to kill you. I'm here to like put a disease in you. We got this like thing following me like Snake here. I think if you step on it, a net drops. There's a lot of gimmicks with this boss. What is that? That looks like a pretty serious bomb. Here's the virus again. Oh, it does. Oh, damn. Well, don't kill me. Oh, shit. It did like pure damage right there. Anyway. I have to make sure to turn on the buffs again. Both of those right there do so much. Ring. I cannot believe that skill right there. Anyway, okay, enough of this, Becky. You're dying. You're dying. See, that was my excuse to make it seem like I wasn't actually trying, but she was really kicking my ass. Anyway. So, guys, we are starting out with Becky again. And I'll be careful. I've already done this dungeon twice, so I'll be careful in the next video that I'll do the Becky one and we'll continue up this tower here. But anyway, guys, there was a little bit of Crusader action. Hopefully I was able to spill a little bit about the Halidom sets and not sell them short, because the Halidom sets are really awesome. And you should take some you don't have to take too much consideration, right? It's not that important. If you want a Halidom set, get it. It doesn't take, at least for the level 80, it doesn't take but, you know, less than a week. The 85 one, on the other hand, as far as I've seen, the grinding is gonna get legitness if you want an 85 Halidom set. But then again, we're talking about something as good as a Halidom. That's a price I'm willing to pay, instead of RNG-based bullshit like usual in this game. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. There's a little bit of Crusader action. And in the next video, we'll continue on our little DFO rush. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And I will catch you knights later.